I think the band took shape after the second term. So we were not allowed to play music inside. So music has kind of been a very important part of my existence, even during engineering days. Indian music was more difficult. I don't know what my connection is with music, but it's something which kind of has kept me attached to that world right from very early days when I had no access to music. So nobody in my family really was too deeply inclined towards music, and I was, funnily enough, for some reason I was more inclined towards Western music rather than Indian music. Maybe because I think Indian music was more difficult for me in terms of, it's technically more complicated than Western music. So music has kind of been a very important part of my existence, even during engineering days. So I had a band right from engineering days onwards. In Jamshedpur, I had a band. And I continued that. So the moment I got some free space that I knew that, okay, so I can survive in this IIM competition and relative grading and all that, I'm not going to, be thrown out of the campus. That's when I immediately started getting into the music scene. And then we formed a band called Contraband, and my current band is also called by the same name. So the name of my band has continued, and we used to. So we had like. So
you kept the IP. You kept the IP of Contraband.
Absolutely. Because the other band members have kind of been in and out. They still play music, but we are all over the world. So we are spread out, and we are still in touch. I'm talking with IIM, and. We started having a lot of fun when the band came alive. And I still remember, obviously, when the exam used to be there, everybody used to obviously slog it out. We used to study overnight and, do whatever it takes to just get through the exam. But the moment the exams used to get over, these sessions used to start. So we were not allowed to play music inside because the hostel, obviously, people would complain. And also we would actually go to the foyer of the main building. And we had a music room where the drums and everything used to be kept in that.
Did you have the amphitheater back then?
It came. So we had the quadrangle came up. So the hostel quad. So we had actually gigs in the quad also. So
quad, which is now called L Square, is that the?
I don't know what's L Square, but it was in the middle of 4 hostels. So we used to have live gigs over there, and you can imagine, it's so much fun in campus. And it was the first time, I think, where it had a kind of a vibe which was absolutely awesome. We had a fantastic time while we were at IIM.
But tell us, Dev, I am very intrigued and curious. When did this music band, Contraband, come about? Was it second term, third term? How did it come about? Who were these other people? Throw a bit of color on that.
I think the band took shape after the second term. Okay. And you'll have to excuse me. I remember most of my band batchmates by their nicknames. So Venkat, who is the CEO of India Infoline, I think so. He was the drummer. Santi, who runs Fund out of Chennai. He was one of the finest lead guitarists I had come across. He's based out of Chennai. He's still continues in Chennai. SK was on the SK Banerjee. He was in Japan. He's just relocated. So SK was the bass guitarist. And who else was there? And I was on the vocals and rhythm. And I remember the Freshers' Night. So we played at the Freshers' Night also. And Venki, who's a big, he's a big name in Bombay, and he's considered to be a finance guru and all that. He was so drunk that while he was playing the drums kept shifting forward, and it reached a point where he fell off the stage. And the thing is, most of the people were so drunk that nobody realized that the drummer has fallen off.